everyone, it's Trisha again. Last week in my newsletter, we started a virtual book theme tour around the world, and each week I'm going to be highlighting more book themed trips for you guys. Last week we visited Dublin, Ireland, and all the cool book lovers places, James Joyce and Yeats the poet, and several of the other cool book theme spots that you could visit in Dublin. Also with the help of my friend Stephanie Miller from the Scenic Suitcase, who loaned me a picture. I was talking to her and she mentioned that she visited Hemingway's home in Cuba and Key West. And so I thought it would be a really great treat for you guys to hear from her about her experience of visiting Hemingway's estate and what Cuba was like, and maybe some of the other fun places that she's visited. So we were going to do an in-person sort of co-video Q&A with Stephanie and me, but with the social distancing, I let her make her own video. So I am now introducing you to Stephanie from the Scenic Suitcase, and I will let her take it from here. Thanks. Take care, you guys.
Hello, my name is Stephanie Miller, and I run the travel website The Scenic Suitcase, where I help people travel the world like an expert while experiencing the world like a local. So I started my website about 3.5 years ago in response to just getting a lot of the same questions about travel. I really enjoyed kind of going all over the world and noticed that people were asking me the same questions with regards to travel tips or destination information, and so I thought, why not start a website where I can combine all my favorite things like photography, which you can see here, as well as writing and graphic design in a way that would help people improve their own travels. So that is why I started the website, and it's been a labor of love and just absolutely one of the most rewarding experiences of my life. So that is why I started the website and kind of what it's done for me personally. What inspired me to visit Cuba and Hemingway's home? My boyfriend and I traveled to Cuba as soon as the travel restrictions were lifted. So at the time you had to go with a tour, and the tour we were with had that as part of the itinerary, which was actually my favorite part of the itinerary. I was so excited when I saw that on there because I absolutely love Hemingway, and to be able to see a place where it was his personal retreat, and to be able to see what inspired him, the way he lived, everything. And returning to the United States afterwards, we went down the Keys to Key West and was able to see his home there as well. So it was a really nice way to kind of button up the trip with one of the parts that inspired me the most. Cuba is an absolutely wonderful country, and I can see why he wanted to go there so much. The people were just amazing, and scenery is fantastic, and so yeah, it was a really, really cool experience. What is my favorite place I've gone so far? I get this question a lot. It is very difficult to answer because each destination, as you can imagine, has all kinds of different things that make it unique and special in its own way. One of my favorites, and it was really shocking, was France, and specifically Paris. It was one that I assumed I just needed to go because I've gone so many other places, and I have to be able to say at least I've gone to Paris. The people there were really lovely, and the history and art was phenomenal. So, and it's so easy to get there. You can get a round trip flight for around $4.50 anymore. So really, really great for a long weekend. So that was really great. I recently got back from Morocco. Absolutely love the culture there. The people were really, really great. It pushes you outside your comfort zone a little bit more when you're visiting some of these places like Bali or Morocco or South Africa, where maybe it's a little bit different than what we're used to here in the U.S. But that's part of what I enjoy about travel, is kind of being pushed outside my comfort zone a little bit and learning more about new cultures. And inevitably when I go to a place the first time, I'm always just a little bit uncomfortable. I half the time get there at night, so it's always intimidating to get to a place you're not familiar with at night anyway. But the first day you're always kind of a fish out of water, but as soon as you acclimate to the culture and kind of learn your way around, all of them are so rewarding for so many different reasons. One that sticks out specifically is South Africa. I absolutely loved it there. The scenery is phenomenal. There's so much to do. Wildlife is just spectacular. I was able to cage dive with great white sharks down there, which is the only place in the world that they breach, so that was really neat. Went on a safari and was able to see lions and zebras and giraffes and everything up close, in an open air vehicle where they're in their natural habitat and not locked up in a zoo. And so that was really, really neat. And then I also really enjoyed Germany as well. Surprisingly amazing Italian food there. So if you're looking for good pasta, go to Germany because they've got a lot of really good Italian chefs. So the food there was phenomenal. And then recently just got back from Antarctica as well, and the natural beauty there is just absolutely stunning. And there's no land predators, so when you go, penguins will walk right up to you, and you're supposed to keep a 15-foot distance between you and them so you're not disturbing their natural order. But yeah, they'll just walk right up to you because they're very curious. So that was really neat. So yeah, those are some of the highlights of different places that I would recommend for your own travel. So let's see here. Other trips I have planned, obviously with coronavirus, my trips this year have been put on hold a little bit, but as soon as I am able to travel again, I would love to go to Vienna, just kind of bounce around Austria. Hallstatt has been on my short list for a while. It's a little town on a lake that's absolutely stunning. And Plitvice National Park in Croatia, I would love to road trip down the coast of Croatia, so maybe start in Zagreb so I can go to Plitvice and then make my way down the coastline. So those are both probably ones that I will do either this year or next year, just depending on craziness with travel. And then also Turkey. So I know that's not necessarily super safe for Americans right now, so that's been put on the back burner a little bit, but that is on the short list for sure. So obviously the tourism industry is going to need our help more than ever once all this kind of settles down. So I will certainly be doing my part. Let's see, finally, what is my favorite book genre and favorite books? I love to be inspired, so anything that kind of pushes me to lead my best life, as the cliche goes, is ones that up my alley. So some of my favorite, You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. Absolutely love that book. The Year of Yes by Shonda Rhimes, our favorite TV sitcom writer. She's got a really, really good book that just kind of inspires you to stop saying no all the time. So love that title. And then The Last Lecture by Randy Pausch. I found that incredibly inspiring. Just kind of on his deathbed, wrote the life lessons he had learned, and certainly, makes you want to lead a better life and do what you can to lead a life on purpose and to be kind and just spread joy. So absolutely love that book. And then anything that has a really strong female heroine in it, I'm obsessed with. So absolute favorite book of all time would be Pride and Prejudice. I just love, love, love that book. And then I am a sucker for Anne of Green Gables. She's another really, really strong female character that I grew up with, and she's inspired me in my own life. And so those two titles in particular I am a big fan of. So I hope, the reading and book titles that Trisha gives you inspires you to see more of the world. And certainly if you need any help with planning or advice on where to go and what to see, please visit my website and I would be more than happy to help. I try to respond to all messages pretty quickly, so if you do have any specific questions, let me know and I'm happy to help there as well. So happy travels and happy reading.